So our discussion board for topic for today is what did you learn from your research study? So one of the things that I did was be able to coach people on how to do things correctly with the employees that I work with. One of the jobs that I am in charge of and the people that I work with is a lot of maintenance technicians, a lot of robotics areas. So being able to get them to understand why we do things safely and why we want things done a certain way was a very hard task at the very beginning, especially with the older ones, the ones that have been there a while, and the ones that they're set in their ways and this is how it should be done. This is how they've done it, ever since they started doing this job and they've never had any issues. So getting them to see the reasons why, even being able to pull up other cases or other accidents where they are doing the exact same thing. So bringing that to their eyes and letting them see things do happen, and that's why we are here to coach them and correct them on how they are to do things. It's not that they're doing something wrong, it's just it's been found that, hey, here's a safer way to do it. Another thing that I was able to do is be able to kind of talk to them, I say, on their level. One thing I've noticed I was really bad about is pulling out OSHA standards and OSHA terms, and sometimes they don't necessarily understand these or know quite exactly what they are. So being able to kind of explain it to them in a knowledge that they will understand and get, it made it a lot easier for them to understand why we are doing things the way we are doing. Another thing I would do is I would always ask them who they work safe for. Themselves, their family, their kids, a spouse. Yeah. Everybody has somebody in their lives that they want to go home to. So being able to make sure that they remember that person and make sure they take care of themselves, that way they can return home to that person. And one thing I sat there and told them was, if an accident happens, it doesn't affect just you, it affects your family, it affects everybody that cares about you, and it affects your coworkers, your bosses, and it takes a lot out of somebody. But it takes a lot out of somebody when someone does get injured or gets killed. One thing I did see during the study is the younger technicians who haven't been in the field as long. They were a lot more willing to take on and, I guess, change the way they do things, just because they haven't done it as long. They haven't been, doing it for so many years. It's all new to them. So getting them to change their ways was a whole lot easier than some that have already been experienced in the work that they do. One thing I would like to work on based upon this study is I would like to get to know my employees a little bit more. When I say that, I would like to get to know who they work safe for. I'd like to get to know just their significant other, their spouse, or their kids' names, or whether they have dogs or cats, anything like that, or the things that they enjoy to do outside of work. That way I can be able to relate to them a little bit more. The only thing that I see that is kind of hard with that and would be difficult to be able to do is because I'm the type of job that I do is a regional safety specialist. So I'm over the whole entire Texas region for the company that I'm with. And that's going to consist about over 500 technicians that I currently have. So being able to get to know each and every one of them is going to be almost impossible, just because I'm not able to spend as much time as I would like to or that I would need to be able to do that. But just so to get to where they know me, I'm just a person just like they are. Even though I'm, a safety person, I'm not here to gripe them out or complain about the way they do something. My main goal is to make sure that they do what they're doing correctly, safely, and to be able to make sure that they return home to their families the way that they come into work. I want them to understand that we care for them, and that's why we truly sit there and preach safety, safety, safety within our company. But overall, I would say that it was a really great study to be able to do, just to see how, when I start coaching someone, to see how it ended at the end.